tough guy Mike Tyson comes out when it's not necessary to come out, I'm always in handcuffs. And it's unfortunately I have to fight and be that guy. I wish I could stop that guy. That guy haunts me.
Mike Tyson just smacked down Jake Paul, and trust me, this is the kind of brutality you don't forget. And no, I'm not talking about the usual drama surrounding their fight prep. You might have already tuned out of the whole Tyson vs. Jake thing because, let's be real, the hype's been fading faster than Jake's last victory lap. It's been delay after delay, with Jake tossing around accusations of bribery, steroid use, and even rumors of canceling the whole thing. I mean, how much longer are we supposed to wait before this whole circus falls apart? But hold on, because something absolutely insane just happened. Mike Tyson, the man, the myth, the legend, has lost his mind on all of the Jakes. And let's be honest, Jake Paul's antics are exhausting. It's like he wakes up every day thinking, how can I be extra today? But here's the thing, no one, and I mean no one, is on Mike Tyson's level. Sometimes I find myself thinking, wait, Tyson, dude, you've got nothing to prove. Focus on your health, forget this YouTube boxer's daily dose of drama. But then imagine if someone had the audacity to challenge your skills, dignity, and experience. You'd want to set the record straight too, right? And Tyson, he's definitely not the type to sit quietly while someone like Jake Paul pulls his usual stunts. And let's not forget, first Jake begged for this fight, and now he's dipping his toes into the murky waters of strategic cheating? Classic Jake. Now let's rewind a bit to the Mike Tyson we all knew. The beast in the ring. The guy who wasn't just beating opponents, he was out there taking names and crushing souls. He hung up his gloves after his match with Kevin McBride in 2005, and it wasn't exactly the mic drop moment we all expected. Tyson was 38, and let's face it, his ferocity had dimmed a bit. That final fight wasn't the grand finale we imagined for a legend like Tyson. But hey, even legends need a break. And with his legacy of epic victories and controversies, Iron Mike was ready to step back. Who could blame him? Fast forward to 2020, and Tyson decided to dust off those iconic gloves for a charity exhibition match against Roy Jones Jr. Now, if you ask Joe Rogan, the whole thing was a bit fishy. He even hinted that it might have been, shall we say, arranged.
The Roy Jones fight, they made an agreement not to punch in the head. I'm pretty sure. Because I watched that fight carefully, many times, and it never looked like he was targeting Roy's head. Which makes sense why Roy agreed to do the fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Honestly, Tyson, even at 55, still had moves that made us all feel a little nostalgic. It was like a reminder of why we fell in love with boxing in the first place. Then, of course, we have everyone's favorite Jake Paul. All right, don't get mad, that was totally a pun. Jake's been making waves, but not because he's out here knocking out pro boxers. No, he's busy punching his way through internet fame and trash talking like he's got a quota to fill. His journey from YouTube star to boxer has been one wild, controversial ride. His victories, mostly against other influencers or retired athletes. So yeah, he's more controversial than credible, but you've got to admit it's something to watch. And how does Jake brush off the constant accusations swirling around him? Like water off a duck's back. He's all about deflecting and acting like none of it even phases him.
I hate the world we're living in. That's what I'm saying. It sucks. It's so bad.
Misinformation and disinformation on the internet right now is rampant.
Because nobody has the intellect to be able to form opinions.
You might be wondering, if Mike Tyson knew Jake had a less than stellar reputation, why even step into the ring with him? Well, Tyson's decision wasn't just about proving he could still take on a younger fighter. Nope, this was about reminding everyone what real boxing is all about. Not the YouTube hype, not the drama, but actual skill. Tyson wanted to make sure people knew that boxing is still a sport, not just a platform for internet clout. Jake Paul's hype machine was running in overdrive as usual. This guy really knows how to throw out some wild claims, doesn't he? But calling himself the future of boxing and declaring he's going to retire the legendary Iron Mike Tyson for good? That's like a toddler walking up to a battle-hardened superhero, waving a stick and declaring war. You could almost hear the collective eye roll from the entire boxing community. The skepticism was palpable, with some people chuckling, others shaking their heads, and everyone else grabbing popcorn, waiting to see if Jake could actually back up his big mouth or if this was just another episode of Jake Paul Internet Trash Talker. The guy's confidence is something else. You got to give it to him, even if it's completely
I have no tickets to shout. Oh no.
Well, maybe.
It wasn't just about Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul anymore. Now, the spotlight was on the integrity of the sport itself. Jake Paul's reputation? Oh, it took a nosedive. The guy who was flying high on his controversial rise in the boxing world now had a massive question mark hanging over his head. Jake, who's known for never missing an opportunity to run his mouth, suddenly found himself backpedaling, hard. He tried to shrug it off, calling Tyson's accusations baseless, and pulling the classic, "I'm the victim here" card. But by then, it was too late. The damage was done. Tyson's words held a lot more weight than Jake's protests, and the boxing world wasn't exactly rushing to Jake's defense. Instead, people were looking at him sideways, wondering if all that muscle and stamina had a little help behind it. And look, I get it. Steroids and performance-enhancing drugs? Not exactly breaking news in today's world. But let's be real for a second. Imagine busting your tail in the gym day in, day out. You're sweating buckets, doing it the hard way, the old school way, no shortcuts, no performance-enhancing magic. Then you find out your opponent's been juicing up. It's like you're playing a fair game and they're bringing cheat codes. It's not just frustrating, it's infuriating. Now, one of the biggest moments in this whole circus was when Tyson decided to hit up the Joe Rogan Experience podcast on July 28, 2024. Tyson, being Tyson, didn't hold back. He spilled the beans and then some, and boy, was it a wild ride. Tyson, in his ever-candid fashion, admitted to using DMT, yep, you heard that right, as part of his training regimen. Now, for the uninitiated, DMT isn't your typical pre-workout supplement. Put this in, 010.
I did this toad, this DMT stuff,
Right.
and I lost that.
No, this stuff is a psychedelic, and when I say psychedelic, I mean it'll have you seeing galaxies, hearing colors, and probably questioning the meaning of life. But Tyson didn't turn to DMT for a quick boost in the ring. It was about something deeper. He wanted to reconnect with himself, drop the mental baggage, and as he put it, lose the weight. Tyson literally said, "I did this toad, this DMT stuff, right? And I lost that weight." Yep, he's talking about the venom from the Colorado River toad. Tyson's out here using nature's own psychedelic therapy to get his mind and body back in peak condition. This isn't just some fitness gimmick. This is Tyson on a spiritual journey, shedding his mental cobwebs and getting fit in a way that would probably make your yoga teacher jealous. Meanwhile, Jake Paul's over there with his alleged shortcuts, pumping up with who knows what. It's like Tyson's on this natural high, and Jake's stuck in the world of synthetic boosts. And in classic Tyson fashion, he didn't sugarcoat a thing. He even admitted,
I don't know what happened. I just don't know what happened. I just said, I'm going to do this.
that's Mike Tyson for you. Honest, quirky, and totally unfiltered. He's out there talking about toads and psychedelic enlightenment while still managing to scare the living daylights out of anyone considering stepping into the ring with him. Tyson's whole approach was about this holistic improvement, mental clarity, physical readiness, all through natural means. He's got this old school warrior mindset. No cheats, no shortcuts, just raw, unfiltered preparation. And on the other side, Jake Paul, who was now under a steroid-shaped cloud. It wasn't just a clash of boxing styles. It was a full-on clash of ethics. Tyson was all about clean, natural prep, while Jake was left trying to shake off some very shady allegations.
What are you eating?
Raw meat.
Seriously, Mike, you're eating raw meat? Are you swallowing it, or remember you used to spit that stuff?
So how did Jake Paul respond to all this? Well, you can probably guess. He went full defensive mode. He jumped on social media, called the accusations a smear campaign, and started painting himself as the underdog who was being unfairly targeted by a legend. He was like, I'm just out here working hard, trying to make my mark, and Tyson's out here trying to sabotage me. And he even cried, yes, cried about it.